Time for divine shot, KJ events. This real talk's the brand. You understand how we do, my man. I'm on that Friday night Nick shit, dripping in Nick shit. Up in the world, most famous arena with the click. That's the conglomerate. The Nick's real talk, the real prominent. I'm a bit like the Omicron variants, dominant. Paying homage to the cat in the chat. That's where it's at. Cause I'm hearing that you don't care for how early we straight facts. We interact with the mob, the gods. Up in the pod, the squad, the side. My entourage be on the job, my energy. Feeling tripping in tempo as they cook my game plan. Let my brand for loot and pursuit. Going hard like the New York City gritty committee. Cause that's the things we ain't always pretty, but we all stay giddy. But we embrace the fan base, like the link, Anthony Mace. We create the logo when there's hairspace that appear like square space. Staring down on the Chase Bridge, look at that Nick City drip. They say these dashes on the court, looking pretty legit. I stay true to the orange and blue. I thought you knew, so here's a few bars to shine like stars divine to Mount Mars. Nick's real talk. Here we go, let's go.
Nick's real talk right here. I'm representing
Nick's real talk.
right here.
Here we go, let's go.
We here in the building.
Nick's real talk.
Let's get it.
Here we go, let's go.
Yes, sir.
Nick's real talk.
We here.
Here we go, let's go.
Nick's real talk. Let's get it. Let's get it. Yeah, for real. Yes, sir.
Let's get it. Yo, salute. What's good, everyone? Nick's real talk. Let's get it. We in the building tonight, man. About to get it popping. Talk this Knicks stuff, free agency, trades, extensions, all that good stuff, man. We're gonna get into all that tonight. Got my man Shy Powers, my brother, my partner in crime on the set. Shy Powers, what's up?
Salute to you, Divine. Salute to the chat. Let's get it.
Yeah, real talk, man. Getting close to free agency, Shy Powers. You know, a lot of stuff going on in the atmosphere now. You know what I mean? A lot of speculation, a lot of stuff that could be true. So we're gonna really get into all that, man. The Jalen Brunson thing, you know, we're gonna talk about that. We got RJ's extension coming up, man. Got to be done by the 30th with also with Mitchell Robinson. So a lot of things going on right now in Nick land, man. You know, like I said, these next couple of days really gonna be something. July 1st is free agency, and we gonna, you know, the Knicks got speculating to do a lot of things, man. A lot of it is from good sources, a lot of it from not good sources. But you know, some of the guys that's reputable out there, like the Mark Steins of the world, you know, all them guys, man, who pretty much got a lock on the NBA landscape. They got a lot of stuff to talk about, Shot Powers. So let's hope that some of that stuff work for the Knicks.
Yeah, I mean, you know, tis the season right now, man. We're gonna hear a lot of things, a lot of speculations, a lot of real talk that we talk about and stuff like that. So it's out there, man, and you know, let's see what really happens, man. I am earlier today, even going into the week, I really didn't think we had a real shot at Brunson. But as the time gets closer and it gets closer to this trade deadline and stuff like this, the trade coming up and stuff like that, I didn't really think it was optimal, but it seems like it could be possible now. You know what I mean? So let's see what happens.
Yeah, man. You know what? I was on the last stream, guys, to the chat and everybody. Salute to the whole chat. Salute to the chat, to Joey, Frank, D, Nice. Nice, everybody, man. Appreciate that cash out, my brother. Salute y'all coming in on Real Talk. But yeah, I was like on the last stream, I was almost like 80% thinking that it was going to Dallas. You know what I mean? But then I started, as you know, as days went on, I started to realize like this cat really want to be his true lead guard. You know, like I said, playing in Dallas, playing behind Luka Doncic. Luka Doncic was the lead guard. You know what I mean? He really wasn't about Jalen Brunson, and it was about Luka Doncic because he was the primary ball handler. So him being a point guard that he is, he just wanted to go somewhere. He probably just wanted to go somewhere where he can literally be that lead guard. You come to New York, he got the keys to being a point guard. Ain't gonna be no in between. He's the point guard in New York. He's gonna be the one running the ship in the starting lineup. So he probably looked at it that way, along with a lot of other connections with family. He's from New Brunswick, New Jersey. You know what I mean? Right down the street. You know what I mean? From the Garden. You know, with the Temple. With the Villanova. Jay Wright. You know how I go. National championship at Villanova. Then you know what? But then he goes on to the NBA with the Dallas Mavericks. You know what I mean? So you know his roots is here. And what I do like about Shot Power, the brother go hard. He got dog in him. That's one good thing I love about him. And you know, and after you have your combo, I'll put up his number to show some of the things that made him. But I think he can even improve even more. So I think he might be a good target for the Knicks, man, at that money, man. But what do you think about the Jalen Brunson thing? How you feel about it? I mean, do you think that he's that one who could come here for the New York Knicks and take that point guard spot?
I believe that he would be a nice fit for us. I think his percentage-wise, his field goal percentage is around almost 50%. His three-pointer is around 37%. He's a dog, man, and he can hit a big shot, and he has proven this in the playoffs. You know, he's hit 40 points in the playoffs this year, so he is definitely a viable source for us to have him at point guard. You know, and I'm looking forward to seeing him in that orange and blue, man. So let's see what happens with Jalen Brunson, and you throw some stats and let's compare and talk about where he's at and what he can do for us.
Yeah, real talk, Charlie. That make a lot of sense right there. Because if you look at Jalen Brunson's numbers, ladies and gentlemen, I read them out to you. Obviously, came in the league 2018-19, 73 games, 9 points a game. Then 2019-20, I think one of them seasons was short. I think 2020-21 was a short season. So he did, excuse me, Shot Power, he did play. He's consistent. I think he only missed 3 games that year. That was a shortened season, if I'm not mistaken. He only missed 4 games. That was the lock. I think that might have been a bubble or a lockout or something right there. 66 games, it might have been. I might be overstating, but anyway, he's durable. He's durable. So that's a good thing. His minutes was, last year was his best minutes, the higher the numbers. A lot of Obi Toppin, a lot, Obi Toppin, give him more minutes, they probably produce more. So that's what happened with him. He 21, 17, 25. Now then he got the 31 minutes. He really put up some good numbers. So I mean, he shoots a good, almost close to 50% from the field. That's amazing. You know what I mean?
That is amazing.
Yeah, from the 2-point percentage, that's pretty amazing. Then you look at his 3-point now, he's 37%.
About 37. Yeah.
Yeah, and shooting 80% from a career from the charity stripe. You know how bad we are there sometimes. So shooting 80% is pretty awesome. So that's his career. But last year was his best year. 84% from there. Shot 37% from 3. 3 assists, shot 50% from the floor. That's impressive. You know what I mean? 79 games, started 61, and shot power. So I do think that's he's consistent in what he do, and I just think he's only gonna get better. That's my opinion, because he'll be the lead guard totally, not Luka Doncic with all of the ball in his hand, like I said earlier. So I do think it's pretty interesting, man, and I think the Knicks got some if they go along with it. I think the numbers probably move up to 18 a game. 18, now that he's a primarily ball handler, the assist numbers probably go up to 5 or 6 with the talent they got around him. So I don't have a problem with right now the way I'm feeling with that. I think it's a good move for the Knicks, man. If you lock him up for 2025 in today's NBA for the guard like him, that's decent. So I would have to say, man, he'd be the best point guard we had in years. I know some people get kind of crazy with the extra $5 million. Man, if the dude is talented, he's talented. You're gonna have to pay to play. That's pretty much how the game go in life. You got to pay to play, and so we'll see, man. But I have no problem with Brunson coming in, man. Being that I see where he come from. Like I said, Jay Wright, Villanova. The cat he helped take Luka Doncic, take them cat to the Eastern Conference, went to the Western Conference Finals last year. That says something. Like this, the second best player on that team at that time. And he helped took them boys to the Western Conference Finals. So that says a lot to me. That means he's a winner. Like Cash Out said earlier, he's a winner. So I would love to. I don't have a problem with him here, man. And them stats look good to me. And he could just be one piece. He won't be the piece to the puzzle. He could be one of the pieces to the puzzle moving forward. Now, we ever get that cap space, you go get somebody else. So I'm pretty excited about it.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many things throwing out there, stuff like that. Like we got some rumors out there about Noel going to the Clippers. You got Burks going to the Pacers. You got Fournier going to the Pacers. There's so many things you got Burks also mentioned with the Celtics, the Celtics and stuff. So you know what I mean. Every time I say that, boss, it's anyway. So there's a couple of things that's really out there that that could, if everything works together and transpires and it comes to fruition and stuff like that, we're gonna have upward about maybe close to 30 million going into this, 30 some odd million going, maybe even close to $40 million if we get off a Burks contract. I think we got about $15 million. We restructure a Taj contract. We get rid of Evan Fournier and Burks. I mean, I have a little bit of pocket change in the bank right now. So, there's the thing that Mitchell Robinson is coming back and stuff like that. So some big things that's going to happen soon, man. And I'm just happy to see some of these things going down right now. And the Knicks are looking for big things to come. So and let me be clear about saying Jalen Brunson. I'm not saying Jalen Brunson myself. I don't think he's going to come here and be the A1 number one person on the team. We may still have to go out there and still look for a real big fish, but this is not a bad start to put someone next to RJ Barrett and someone to be able to look for Mitchell Robinson the way he needs to be. There's still some things out there that we might have to do. I think Randall may be back here next year, but let's see what happens, man. This is one of the greatest soap operas that I've seen in a long time, man.
Right. Hey man, keep turning real talk. If the Knicks that's the lineup right there. If they keep Randall, and that's what they're gonna do with Brunson, that's the lineup right there.
Mm-hmm.
Brunson, RJ, Cam, Randall, and Mitch. That's definitely a playoff team right there. You got literally two guys proving who can get it with Brunson. What he doing? You put Cam Reddish in there, Cam give you better than Fournier numbers with defense. That's a good team. It's good. Salute to you. Keep turning out. I like that, man. That's a good team right there. You got, obviously RJ defense. Cam will play defense. When Randall put an effort, he played. You know what Mitch gonna do up there? Like I said, Jalen Brunson. He might be a great defender, but he's a good player. So he gonna when he sees other guys getting down, he gonna want to get down with him. So I like that real talk, man. But just like what's interesting too, like Joey just said a few minutes ago. They are putting a proposal together for Dejounte Murray. I think we talked about that. I was like, man, can you imagine Donovan Mitchell, this guy, or Dejounte Murray? You never know. Because I do think Knicks got the infrastructure to get something like that done. So, boy, if they could pull up Dejounte Murray and Jalen Brunson backcourt.
Woo!
Okay, you know what? Anybody got anything to say about Leon Rose? I'm like, I'm going to have to get at you. I don't think you need to say anything about it now. But if Leon Rose done pull that off, him and Scott Perry done pull this off, that's the best heist in New York history I've ever seen. Sign and trade, Jalen Brunson. And everybody complained about that 11th pick on lottery night. If them lottery picks and some or one of or two of them get Jalen Brunson, now you see why we didn't get the 11th pick. You know what I mean? So and we get into Dejounte Murray's numbers in a few minutes. Shot power, if they could pull that off, I rest my case.
I mean, man, hypothetically, man, if we're talking about getting Jalen Brunson as a point guard, Dejounte Murray as a shooting guard, and RJ Barrett as a three, man, sky's the limit right now. The last thing that Keith Turner put up with that guesstimation of who we might have being the starters right there. It's a good starting front court right there, man. So to add on to that and put I just let that sink into the air, let that smoke go in the air and see if it comes to something like that, because that will really, really be something impressive for the New York Knicks front office to pull off all those things. And for all of us, every one of us Knicks fans, man, every Knicks fan that I talk to at my job and the people that I talk to on Facebook and stuff like that, as being a Knicks fan, all somewhat hated what the Knicks did by trading off to that 11th pick. And if it comes to fruition right now that this 11th pick gets us these 3 first rounders, 5 picks next year in the 23 season, 5 picks and we pull off something like a Murray and a Brunson. Man, come on, man. The word should be out. Watch out for the New York Knicks for the next couple of years.
Yeah, real talk, man. You know what was interesting to me is and the stuff ain't not. And I've been saying for the last 3 months. I'm like 5, not 3 months. Give me like a couple of 3. I'm like, listen, what Scott Perry and them has done is just they methodically just kept just dunking and diving. I'm not spending no long contracts. I'm not taking on nothing crazy. I'm going to draft this. I'm going to do it this way, but I'm going to keep the flexibility. And if you think about the creme de la creme teams in the NBA, that's how they did it. You know what I mean?
So they do.
They bring up some young talent like RJ, Obi, Mitchell Robinson. The Knicks brought them cats up, like I always say. Now they got the chance now to go out there and spend money. And excuse me, I got to throw RJ Barrett in. So the RJ Barretts and all these guys that you bring in the Cam Reddish of the world. Now, because you kept the flexibility, now you can strike while the iron's hot. You can go out there and get Jalen Brunson, and you still got, even with the Jalen Brunson deal right now, if you still get rid of some of these aspirants we got, or you can move a Fournier if you need to, or Randall, now you still can go get another creme de la creme player. You know, so literally, you know, the Knicks put themselves in a prime position, and that's why I said sometimes you just gotta, you know, look at it from a business standpoint and not so much the players. You know what? They did it such high power. Now they're able to possibly, and not because they can't do it. Because here's one thing: keep turning. And I just want to piggyback up what you said about the first 4-round picks. That don't mean they don't get nobody involved to get. You know what I mean? The Knicks can go to Oklahoma City Thunder or whoever. I mean, they can still will and deal to get him. Granted that I know they don't want them unprotected picks, but that don't mean that they can't will and deal with somebody. Knowing who Brock Aller is, you know what I mean? He's a savvy dude. So far, to me, out of all the people in the Knicks organization, he's the A+ dude right now for me. Because Brock Aller done kept this thing, he just been maneuvering, playing chess while everybody else playing checkers. So if they had to get a third team involved, another third team involved to try to acquire some picks, no matter how it may go, you never know. So the door ain't never closed. And but even if that's not the case, boy, if they could have got Dejounte Murray and Jalen Brunson, that's I think we probably, this may sound crazy to a lot of Knicks fans, we wouldn't have had a backcourt like that. I mean, just two players that can get it on that level. I think you got to go back to the 90s or maybe even further. The only dynamic dual point guard I ever seen in New York was Clyde Frazier and Earl Monroe. You know what I mean? What I mean? But them, I mean, for a duel. But them two in this day, at this modern NBA right now, DJ Tom, you talking about a defense, a guy who can get it on the defense, one who got pit bull in them. They ain't so soft dudes. I think they built for this. It would be nice to see. But Dejounte Murray, we know that's a stretch, but at the same time, you know, you just never know. You know, nothing would surprise me with the Knicks run off the shop power because them cats been willing to deal for a minute right now.
Yeah, man. I mean, for them keeping, you know, they're closed lip, man. They keep everything under the shelf where you really can't see it. And you know, as we can see, man, these guys know how to pick and wheel and deal, man. So I wouldn't be surprised with nothing going on right now. I try to stay as optimistic as I can with this New York Knicks team because you never know what they're gonna do. They don't leak out much information. They don't put stuff out there in the Twitter world and the Instagram world and stuff like that. They kind of keep everything real shut. They shut their mouth on everything. So when something happens, your first ulterior motive is to think, oh, what are they doing? I don't understand what's going on. But once that dust settles a little bit and everything comes back into play, you look at it in the long term and be like, wow, man, these Knicks are really making some real moves, man. And they're trying to stay to what they say. We want to go young. We want to build with the youth. We want to, keep everything optimistic for trades that could come. 11 first-round picks and 11 second-round picks for the next 7 years. Enough said.
Yeah, right. Real talk, man, on facts. That's what, you know what's interesting. I just want to throw this in there. Even though keep trying to put that lineup, that Brunson, RJ, Cam, Randall, and Mitch. But think about the bench though.
Yeah.
You got quickly coming off the bench with Grimes, whoever gonna play the three, whether it's a veteran or it's another young player or somebody in there, you know what I mean, who's gonna come in here unless somebody get that spot if you put Cam Reddish in there like he got. Then you got the four, Obi Toppin. And you got Jefferson, who the Knicks about to give a 4-year deal to. So the Knicks about to give him like I always said, they will eventually give him an NBA contract. And I think that look like that's about to happen with Jericho Sims. So you look at that lineup with, and that don't mean Derrick Rose won't be here, but at least Alex Burks, Nerlens Noel, Kemba Walker's gone. If you could move Fournier, that's legit. Now you got money that you put together almost after this deal with Brunson. You still got, here's the thing everybody missing. Not only you still got money, but you got to remember, if they work with Dallas, that's going to be a sign of trade. So they're about to give up some more salary. So not only that, everybody check this out. The Dallas Mavericks don't have no leverage. None. Yep. They don't have no leverage when it comes to the Knicks and what they're about to do right now. So you definitely about to send out some aspirants to them. You know what I mean? Or you can send out Randall, or you can send out Fournier, or I'm hoping they don't send Cam and nobody out. But I think because the Dallas Mavericks look like they're a playoff type of contending team, they're gonna want a player who's gonna help them now. So I just think that they got a lot of good options. And I'm just waiting to see, man. I'm excited about it, man. Let's throw this brother numbers up right quick, Shot Powers, and we'll see what this cat could do and if he ever get a chance to come to the Big Apple and get a pop. And Dejounte Murray numbers came in the league 2016. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. His 5th year coming up. The cat games played pretty durable. 68, 67, 66, 81. Cat's durable. You know what I mean? Definitely durable. His minutes went up as he been in the league. 8 minutes a game to 21, 25, 31, 34. He averaging, so that's good. Field goal percentage right around 45, 46%, on the season. 3-point, great. He's not a great 3-point shooter at all. He's not a good 3-point shooter, but I don't mean he can't get better. But he only shoot 33% career from the field. His best year was 36.9. That was 2019-20. But man, his numbers last year: 21 a game, 8 rebounds, 9 assists. I mean, that's crazy. That's triple threat. Magic type numbers. That's just crazy right there. I mean, from the point guard spot. You know what I mean, Shot Powers? That's saying something from, like I said, sometimes it ain't always about the shooting, ladies and gentlemen. Sometimes what other things that you do on the court that's gonna make an impact of what you do. And so like I said, Russell Westbrook can't shoot, but the man, a 2-time MVP. It's just not only about one thing. It's a lot of variables when it comes to your game. And I think Dejounte Murray, he might not be a high 3-point shooter, but you can't stop what else he do. You know what I mean? So I think it's like, whoa. So, it's pretty awesome. SERNERIOS, salute. So it's interesting, Shot Power. His numbers speak for itself, but can you imagine the backcourt like with him, man? Oh, my God, that'd be crazy for sure.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's just something just to wait and see how everything works out for this year, man. I like you said, Keith Turner, I really hoping to see what RJ and Cam Reddish can do in that starting unit, man. If you could get Brunson, RJ, and Cam Reddish started, man, that's a pretty decent started front unit right there, man. And let's see what happens, man. I mean, you never know, man. If we have to do a sign and trade or something like that, we might even get off of Fournier's there. I think the Mavericks would take Fournier. I think the Mavericks would kind of coincide with what Fournier could do, and he's I think he could work real well with Luka, and I think he could either come off the bench and really electrify that Mavericks. And don't be surprised if we see. Somehow I don't think it will happen, but I'm staying optimistic. Don't be surprised if you see Dallas has picked up this guy from Houston, so I don't know if they're gonna really get him, but maybe they might be a way that seeing Randall go over there too or something like that. Who knows?
I got some breaking news for you. Thank you, Cash Out, my brother. Appreciate it. I also had a breaking news. Washington, the Knicks are sending Nerlens Noel, Alice Burks, 2 future second picks and cash in the deal to assist about the Pistons source, blah, blah, blah. That's Adrian on that. That looked like the New York Knicks about to send some players out. Alice Burks and Nerlens Noel to the Pistons source tells ESPN Knicks will unload $19 million more in salary. Woo-hoo. I told you them boys is wheeling and dealing. I'm telling you, they done cleared. They're about to clear almost $20 million again.
That's
and they
crazy.
already check it out. They already got about 14, 15 assigned.
What, 33 million, right?
Oh, oh my goodness, bro.
That's about 33 million, man. That's about 33 million, man. Who we can get? We can get 2 players right now. We're gonna probably need to pick up another some type of forward or something like that. Because is Ferry and Hunt still on the roster?
Yeah, that's a good question. But hey, Shot Fowler, check this out. This is real talk right here. What did I just say a few minutes ago? Now when they do the sign and trade with Dallas, they're going to be able to pretty much Brunson's contract can be taken care of. So whoever they bring in with Brunson, whoever they sign Brunson, trade him. So boom, you know what I mean? Like, okay, so we don't gain. So really, we're not even messing with the salary cap when it comes to Brunson. Here's why: because we sign and trade them with him. So all the Knicks got to do that same money that they take out. So this money, that $33 million, that's not even going to affect what Brunson do. Because if Dallas do a sign and trade, I just want to put that out there. If Dallas do a sign and trade,
they better.
they're not. We walk for nothing. He walked for then. So what I think is going to happen, that $33 million is cap space for either another player, RJ's extension, or whatever. But what's crazy is that now let's say this here. I'm gonna throw something at y'all again. What about they able to move Derrick Rose in the same way? The Knicks will have $57 million, bro. Not even counting Joakim Noah money and the other money listen.
Man, this is impressive.
I try to tell everybody, man, don't sleep on the front office. Yeah, right. They still got to sign Mitch. So even with that $33 million, you get
they could go over the cap to sign Mitch though.
Yeah, and even so, they in a good place. They in a good place. So right now, you're already looking at they got RJ's money. You know what I mean? So really, to be honest with you, they make one more deal. They can sign Mitch and RJ, whatever. RJ can go over the cap too. So I just think it's awesome. Salute to the front office. Get this thing popping. Let's get there, man. Let's go. Real talk. And like you said, Levine. You talking Levine out there, like my man Kevin Milton said. You also got down to Mitchell possible trade. Money trade scenarios. It's crazy, bro. So that's what's up. This is the best time of the year. You know what? You just got to be patient with the stuff, man. You know, Rome wasn't built in one night, Shot Powell, and boy, but if the Knicks could pull off Dejounte Murray though, and with Jalen Brunson.
Let me say this to Divine. Maybe it's just me, man, but this is how creative these Knicks are right now, right? The one thing that I'm happy for to see that they're taking Sims off of that 2-way contract and sign him to maybe a 4-year deal.
Yes, sir.
You know, they're opening up space for another 2-way deal, and now they got this guy coming out of Duke, Kill, that they may put him in the G League and sign him to a 2-way contract. This is their smart business. This is their smart business moves right here. They bring in the guy. They're going to let Noel go. Now they got the backup center for Mitchell Robinson, which is going to be Sims. They opened up a second 2-way contract. They put this guy Kill over there in the G League with a 2-way contract. Come on, man. What else can we ask for right now? Only thing we mentioned right now, we may need. I'm not sure if Ferry and Hunt is still going to be on the team next year, but we may look to get another wing. You know what I mean? But aside from that, man, if we open and then we still have if I'm not mistaken, a 10 million trade exception or something like that. He's got, man, I don't even know what to think, because 5 days ago around the trade around the draft last week, I was like, I don't know what they're doing and stuff like that. Look what they do in New York, Knicks fans. Look what they're doing, man. And it's still not over. It hasn't took place yet, but now we may keep Mitchell Robinson. We may have Brunson here. There might be a chance of getting someone else, and maybe a Dejounte Murray. Come on, man. Let's get it.
Yeah, real talk. Hey, Dylan Rodriguez, appreciate you coming in, man. Good run for y'all this season, man. Dallas did y'all thing this year. They really did, man. They got y'all got to the Western Conference Finals. Good season for y'all, but we appreciate you coming in, man. Real talk. And y'all getting a hell of a player. I think now, Dylan, you know more. You watch it 24/7. You know, you're a Dallas fan, so you watch games more than we do. But I just think I think now that he's not really, he could be the primary ball handler in New York. I think you will see something even more within this guy, because now he don't have to, Luka Doncic is that man. He's that dude. No question about it. So, with him running the ball a lot, point guard in Dallas, you might correct me if I'm wrong, but he had the primary ball handler. He was doing his thing. But I think now that he's gonna be able to get the touches that he needs, the way he gets in that paint, breaks down them teams, them cats in the paint, got that good body. I think Knicks fans are gonna be surprised how good Jalen Brunson is, man. And I really believe that. So let's hope that it all work out for the best. Appreciate you coming in, real talk. Yeah, man. You never know, Kevin, because Kev, you never know, because it seems like we get them all the Knicks guys, so and it kind of works out for them. But it's interesting, man. Real talk. So like I said, the Dejounte Murray thing. Not saying it's gonna happen, but you got to put it out there because it's out there in the atmosphere. So we're gonna talk about it next. Real talk. We're gonna get into that. But he would be special with Jalen Brunson, and then you got R.J. Barrett, Randall, and Mitchell Robinson, or other than that. I think that would be a starting five. Much I would love to see. I think it'd be them two, R.J. Barrett, Randall, and Mitchell Robinson. I think that's a good team right there. If Randall can get back to shoot a little better high 3-point percentage like he did the year before, Jalen Brunson shoot 37% from three, so that's awesome. And if Randall can get back in his groove, they all shot bad last year. For what reason it's hard to say, but they can get back doing what they do. That's a pretty awesome team there, man. Dejounte Murray and Mitchell Robinson anchoring your defense up top, up in the front court, the back court. That's crazy. You never know more of that. Shot power penetrating through the lane.
None of that.
No Fournier and no pun intended, but no Fournier and Kemba Walker letting guards just run past you all day long and making it hard on our upper guys up front. But if you could have a Dejounte Murray in the backcourt with Mitchell Robinson up in the front, RJ on the wing with Dejounte Murray and Randall, man, listen. And that's a good athletic team right there, brother. So, them the possibilities. We're not saying it's going to happen, but it's possibilities. It can happen. But I like what they're doing, though. I really like the way the Knicks is moving, man. Like I said, and per reports, I don't know how real it is out there, but they was some of the Knicks did ask other teams about Randall. So,
there is some scamming about Randall, too. And like I said, I don't think you can do it with Mavericks. I know Cuban was talking about we're not signing and trading nobody, but they don't have no choice right now. What they're going to do, they're going to just let him go for nothing.
Shout out. Excuse me, your microphone is like
I'm gonna come back in. I know I hear it too. Come right back.
Okay, yeah, real talk. But yeah, man, it's a lot of possibilities out there, man. The John Wall thing is going. He's going to the Clippers. They're gonna be nice. I hate to tell you, they're gonna be nice. So I'm excited, man. We still keeping that young core, maybe at least majority of them. We know they're about to hopefully, and I'm glad they're about to sign Sims. I think Sims breakout year as a sophomore gonna be pretty phenomenal. I think Grind breakout year, if he's still here, gonna be phenomenal. So I think a lot of them young guys gonna be really bossing out there, man. But and after that, what comes up next, we're gonna get into it. We gotta talk about the RJ extension. RJ is about to get extended. Mitch's dude. I think Mitch might sign with that T. If I'm saying the thing right, the TP or something like that. They say he might use that. That'd be like 4 years, $44 million or something like that. Whatever. We'll see, man. But yep. Right, facts. Yeah, you're right. Frank Matos, I agree with you on that one. Good one right there. Absolutely. He but anyway, like I was saying, now we're gonna have my man coming up and RJ Barrett. And here, what's crazy, let me put this up there right quick and y'all see what I mean. Here go RJ Barrett numbers compared to Jalen Brunson. Excuse me, guys. Compared to Jalen Brunson and Dejounte Murray. RJ Barrett been in the year, 3 years less. 2 years less than Brunson. But Brunson going to 4, maybe 1 year. About 3 years less than Murray, 4 maybe. His numbers. RJ Barrett, he's durable. This was a fluke kind of get stepping out somebody's foot, but he still played 72 games last year. He played every game for the Knicks last year. But you look at his numbers. The best year he had that year, he shot 44%. That's where he needed to get back to. That 2020-21 season, he was killing it. The numbers was good from field goals, almost close to 50%, a little bit less. 3.40% that year. And RJ is not how much as we get on RJ, he still shoot league average from 3-point line, but I think he's going to get better. That year, everybody was shooting good on the Knicks. Last year, nobody shot good. None of them except for Fournier, maybe. But you know what? 40% from 3 that year. Look at his numbers, though, man. 14-3, 14-3, 17-6, 20. His numbers, literally, his career numbers better than Dejounte Murray and my man number 4 is coming from a scoring perspective. And that's pretty interesting, So now you think about if he get this up here and we get into that. Well, look at the free throw percentage. When he get that free throw percentage up, I think it's pretty much game over for RJ Barrett. He get that 3-point percentage up. I mean, his free throws, I'm going to say, excuse me. Once he get this 69% up, shot 74. Like I said, the past year, not the season before that, he shot very well. Shot 74%, not very well, but better than he did last year. So think about the 3 points he left off the board right there. RJ could have had 23 points a game last year. So I say that to say all that is that we bringing in two players or one player, let's say Brunson for now, to go with RJ, and we know we're going to get a star to play with them eventually. Even with Julius Randle there, if Julius Randle have a bounce back, you got that one spot you're going to fill in Fournier's spot, no matter who it may be. And I just think that it's going to be a pretty good look for the New York Knicks. I think RJ comes back. Actually, I was seeing him at Team Canada today. He was out there in Team Canada doing his thing, getting ready to get it popping out there. So I'm looking for some good things for the Knicks, man. I'm really excited, man. I'm one of those guys. Yeah, I'm a homer to a degree, but I also deal with facts, and I see, and I try to study basketball and learn and see what people are doing. And I'm also a business guy, so I like to look into the business side of things. I think the business side of things, Knicks got that locked down. They had it locked down since Scott Perry came here, learning how to manage that infrastructure. 11 picks, like Shaw Powell said, 11 first, 11, 22, got flexibility, got a couple of young guys there that you can get groomed for the next 5 years, 4 years, whatever the case may be. So you got to kind of give them their flowers, man, compared to where they've been and where they're at now, Shaw Powell. I just think that the Knicks did a good job of revamping that organization to get it back on par.
Man, I just say this, man. It's just beautiful to sit back and watch and see what's going on right now with these New York Knicks and seeing how they're making these moves and trying to circulate some of this stuff in the atmosphere right now. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, man. It's been out there, man. Like I said, them cats wheel and deal. I told people like Knicks was playing chess while cats playing checkers. They just doing it the right way, man. You just gotta be patient with this thing, though. Rome wasn't built in one day, and you just gotta give. Like I think we might be kind of upset about last season, but I wasn't. I'm like, listen, injuries and free throw shooting. We always say it, so I wasn't too concerned about the last season because I really believe that if it wasn't for Derrick Rose going down and Nerlens Noel not playing the games he needed to play. And maybe the Kemba Walker situation, even we could have. I think if Derrick Rose wouldn't have got injured and Nerlens Noel, we could have avoided the Kemba Walker stuff no matter what. I think we had enough talent to get there. I think like I said, Alec Burks would have went back to the bench. You know what I mean? So, but it just didn't happen, man. So I'm ready. I like what they're doing right now. So I think they're on the right thing. And Mitch is slightly over for you.
Like all these things that's going on in this offseason. I mean, everything's not written and signed at the dotted line yet and stuff like that. But just to see the things that's out there, and just to see the stuff that's out there, it's just crazy to see what we're about to do and how we're going to do it. So let's just sit back and, like KJ said, let's sit back and ride this roller coaster and see how we can go and how many screams and yells we can get out of it.
Just to answer Kev. I think the women was Detroit smart what they did. Detroit took on 2 aspiring contracts though. And everybody was talking about they were going to be. So I think what I like about what Detroit doing, they let them 2 young. They let Noel and Burks grow with that team for 1 year, teach the young boys how to get down. Them veterans, you know what I mean. And that by the end of the year, the trading deadline, they freed up $20 million in cap space. Now next year, by time Jaden Ivey and Cade Cunningham and all these guys, and they saved that money from what's the name, Jeremy Grant. With the plethora of young talent they got going into next year, knowing you got about 40, 50 million in cap, y'all better watch out for the Detroit Pistons. I'm telling you right now because that's what we kind of doing. You know what I mean? Granted Jaden Ivey, we did RJ. See, that's what I was trying to say. We kept them young boys we got. We kept Mitchell Robinson. They kept Isaiah Stewart. They kept all the young guys, and that's what the Knicks is doing. They kept Mitchell Robinson. They kept R.J. Barrett. They got Obi Toppin. They got a bunch of young dudes. Now they about to go out there and put some other cats around them dudes that's a little bit more seasoned, got a little bit more game to them without stunting that group. But I do think that no matter who the Knicks bring in here, Manu quickly and Obi Toppin, Grimes, and Sims playing next year. You know what I mean? So who's going to play that other spot? So I think the Knicks is in a good spot, man. But I like what Detroit doing, though. I think they did a good job with that, man. I think that was a good move by them. And I think you're going to them cats in the future. And they still got Sadiq Bey out there. They still got Hamid Diallo out there. They got a lot of good talent down there, man. I got to salute to them cats, man. That's how you do a rebuild. That's how you tank or whatever you want to call it. Or go to, and my man, they got a coach who know how to play coach defense. So I think we're gonna see them boys in pretty soon, man. And they had Jaden Ivey and Kate Cunningham. Can't say too much about that. You know what I mean? But for our Knicks shop out, I'm happy with what we're doing right now. We just got to continue, and let's hope we come out of this thing tonight or tomorrow before the free agency over, looking pretty decent. And we ready to go into ready to get in the summer league. Let the young boys get it popping. And salute to my Knicks for getting my boy Garrison Brooks. I'm letting y'all know you're talking about power forward. North Carolina went to Mississippi in his last year, but that boy can get down. So him and Montero and Keel. I said, yeah, if these cats, whether they are not even on a roster or they in our team, but they might be them 13, 14, 15 guys on the bench. You know what I mean? You never know. So, I think we pretty deep here, and I think I like what the Knicks is going, man. So let's hope that, by July 1st, trade free agency night, we done got a trade in, and we know we're going to hopefully get Jalen Brunson. I just think that'd be pretty awesome for all seasons. I think if you do that this year, I think the Knicks made up, and I think they're racist to Kemba Walker and Evan Fournier thing to me. If you can come out of this season with Jalen Brunson and another dude, and that kind of made up for the bad two free agent signings we had this year. I didn't have a problem with Noel on the guy. I knew they earned it from being part of that 41-win team, and they took us to the playoffs. So you rewarded them with a nice 1 or 2 year deal, and made sure that was friendly for the Knicks because they had an option and all of it. And they did their thing, and they rewarded them. I don't have a problem with that. I think, like I said, Noel wouldn't have went down, and it would have been a different story for the Knicks. We had him backing up Mitchell Robinson, gave Mitchell Robinson enough time to kind of get back in shape without rushing himself. You never know what would happen, Shop Out, but I'm happy with the direction, depending on how everything goes tonight, tomorrow, and July 1st. Let's see. But right now, it looks pretty good for us.
I'm just saying we we got about 14, 15 million. There's the saying that Burks and Noel is going out. That's another 19 million. That's $33 million. And we still, we still may be trying to shop D Rose. That's another 13, 15 million right there, and not to do Taj and restructure his deal and get off of Achu. I can't never get his name right either.
Achincindo.
Yeah, Achincindo to get him off the thing and get his little bit of trap money and stuff like that. So, man, I don't know what's going to happen in the next couple of days, but we're estimated to looking somewhere from 37 million to almost $50 million, man. And let's see what happens, man. The more and more I talk about it, the more confident I'm into this team this year, man. I can't wait to that first game, man.
Yeah, real talk, man. Real quick salute to the chat, everybody, man. Salute to my boys, my brothers and sisters in the chat. Going on up in there. Real talk, man. Y'all keep that fire coming. Y'all make sure y'all like and subscribe. Hit the like buttons, man. Run them up with the thumbs up. We got Devon and KJ, and I'm in Shop House in the building. Salute to my brother KJ, the other third of Knicks Real Talk, man. Salute to KJ. But yeah, man. Yeah, man. It's right now. It's a good feeling in going on in Nickland. We needed this. You know what I mean? But I always been optimistic about where we going and what we doing with this thing, man. I feel no doubt in my mind, that I was really feeling good about this thing, man. I mean, it's just all a matter of just keeping everything in perspective and just let these cats do their due diligence, let them do their homework. The Knicks been planning for this, and I just think that they know that Scott Perry put out there the other day, man. I like the way he talking. So it's real good. It's real good in New York. Let's just hope one of these things pop off. Whether it's Murray or Brunson, I'm good with either one of them. Real talk, I think they'd be one of the best point guards we had since Derrick Rose first time here. And then after that, Stephon Marbury, they not Stephon Marbury, but you know what I mean? We would have had a good guard. So real talk, man. Come on, Leon Rose, Scott Perry, Worldwide West, Brock Aller, Walt Perry. Y'all just keep doing y'all thing, man. That's all. Hopefully y'all can make us feel good in the next couple of weeks, man. Heading in knowing that we pretty much solidified everything. So it's good.
Yeah, man. Salute to the chat, man. All the great guys out there that always stay constant in the chat. The Jarvis, the Frank Mantos, the Soul Finger. Oh, man, Jarvis out there, man. Let's keep it going, man. let's take this. This is going to be a good weekend, man. You know, we go right into like the quote unquote pre 4th of July weekend with something going on with all these trades going on. This is like the a big fireworks display right now with the way these Knicks are trying to put these firecrackers in the air, man. Let's see what really comes to fruition, man. I'm just like I said, I'm staying optimistic. I'm staying hopeful that we make some good moves and see what happens, man. I'm just a little bit more optimistic, man. And the one thing that I do have to say, I'm for weeks now I've been saying I thought Brunson was going to stay, man. I didn't think Brunson was going to come. I thought that if the Knicks said we want to give him $24 million, Mavericks will give him $25 million. We wanted to give him $25 million, the Mavericks will give him $26 million. In Dallas right now, there's no state tax, so he would make more money in the long run if he stayed there. And for him to maybe make that move to come over here, what's really going to happen, man? I don't know if the Mavericks are going to make a sign and trade with us, but I think it would be optimal for them to make a sign and trade with us, so they don't lose Brunson for nothing.
Yeah, real talk. Yeah, man. Keith Turner. I tell you what I heard out there now was Derrick Rose to Milwaukee. How true it is, I don't know, Keith Turner, but they did say that because he's from Chicago too. So if we go out there with Giannis and them would love to have a Derrick Rose out there who could penetrate like that behind Drew Holiday. Especially that's the type of team going for a championship now. I can understand that as well. So that would be crazy if the Knicks would pull that off. But they're willing to dealing though. They're willing to dealing, man. They're trying to create something in New York. So I'm happy to see that. Spurs 29 and 34 million, Knicks 33 million. They done jumped to the game, boy. Words for real. They're for real. They still got some willing dealing to do. It ain't over. We always been saying it for the last year. Chop out, with the Knicks can possibly they got a chance to create up to $50 million cap space they wanted to.
Almost $50 million.
Yep. Real talk, man. Hey, let me bring the other 1/3 of Knicks Real Talk in the building. My brother, we already know what it is, man. KJ Events, what's up, my brother?
Nick Real Talk family, Divine and Shy, how y'all doing this evening? This beautiful evening.
Yeah, we good, KJ. Just breaking down all this information, man. It's out there, man. All type of stuff going on. Dejounte Murray talking about Jalen Brunson, RJ the extension, Mitchell Robinson extension. The way it looks good. It's exciting to be a Knicks fan right now. This week, anyway, at least this day, knowing that they out there making things happen and they willing dealing shop. KJ. So I'm kind of excited that we really just took our time and did it right, man. I think when everybody thought the Knicks would laugh out loud Knicks, they kind of put the reverse on them. They mean business, so I'm excited about that.
Yeah, you know what? And I'm just holding myself until Thursday because I remember last year around this time we cleared all this money and we came out as duds. We didn't really get nobody. So I hear all the stories out there, who's available, who we may get, but I am a big believer. I do believe the Knicks front office has a lot to make up. They want to make up for last year, and they will make some things happen, but that's to be determined. And we got all these good names out here, but I'm waiting till Thursday to see what's going to happen. And if it's true what the rumors are, we see the Jalen Brunson thing, but if we get the Dejounte Murray with Jalen Brunson, let me tell you something. I'll be outside the Madison Square Garden the next day in a suit. I'm here to tell you.
Right, real talk. Hey, Dylan, for all y'all don't know, Dylan Rodriguez is a Dallas Maverick fan. So Dylan, thank you for coming in. Dylan, what would I give up? I think if you look at you guys' need, we won't feel like the Knicks are trying to play y'all. And y'all, I think, to be honest with you, is Evan Fournier.
Fournier, that's what I say.
I think Evan Fournier, with the way Luka Doncic passed that basketball and the knockdown three-point shooter that he is, that's a good go for you guys, to be honest with you. Unless they talk about the Knicks want to move Julius Randle just to get the Luka Doncic and Julius Randle would be with Christian Woods at the 5. That's a good team in the West. Christian Woods at the 5, Julius Randle. You probably gonna go Gordon Finney Smith, Dinwiddie, and Luka Doncic. It's a pretty good team right there. So Jalen, they can go in the way with that, man. But I think you can. It's either Fournier to me. I think he'll help you out a great deal. Dylan, excuse me. And I think that would be for me anyway. But yeah, man, like I said, with all the talk out there, listen, we got Kemba Walker off on draft night, say $9 million, and then pulled off because we didn't take the first round pick. We saved what, $4.5 million. That's 13. You know what I mean? Now we done flip Burks, and we done flip Noel, got that 19-20 off. You know what I mean? Now you're sitting at 34. Like Frank Michael said. Now, if you renounce Todd Gibson, now you got another $5 million. Now you are close to 40 million, 38, 39, whatever. So now you do the sign and trade with Jalen Brunson. If it's for Fournier, now, like I said earlier, if it's for Fournier, then you pretty much a wrap. You're not really eating no salary, not taking on no salary because Evan Fournier's salary is now Jalen Brunson's salary. So it's like so you still got $40 million to go get another player. I'm trying to, and like I said, you can sign Mitch the way you signed Mitch with a team which was that? Excuse me, let me get it right. His qualifying offer, whatever the case may be. You know what I mean? So I just think that they right there, man. They now they can go strike gold. Like I said, now if you decide it's true that Dejounte Murray not coming, but they find a way to get Mitchell out of Utah in a sign and trade, whatever. Not sign and trade, but a trade. Now you got a small backcourt, but you got firepower. So I think the Knicks gonna be good no matter which way it go. I really believe that, Shaw Powell. I think no matter which way they go, they're gonna be good to go. Now they got a lot of young talent down there. Knicks got a good team, man. I don't get it twisted. We won 37 games last year with a decimated main character that would help our team, and we had bad foul shooting and shooting all over. But still, the year before that, we won 4 more games than that with 10 more less games played. 41-31, 41-31, fourth in the Eastern Conference. The only reason we didn't get it popular last year because of injuries. Derrick Rose and Nerlens Noel and Kemba Walker didn't pan out and free throw shooting. The Knicks still would have been over 41 wins. They would have been probably 47-48 one for them 3 things. So I do think they're getting better now, Shaw Powell, because if you remove Kemba Walker and you remove Evan Fournier, you replace them with Jalen Brunson and another dude right there. I just think that I think you got to pay homage to the Knicks if they do that. I just really do. That team is much better than they were, athletic, defensively, everything.
I mean, if it is this sign and trade that we're talking about, and we can move on from Fournier, that opens up another roster spot. And with the money that we would accrue from all of these this wheeling and dealing that they're doing right now, we could actually go out and get another wing, another 6'8", something like that. I can't do it now, and my tablet is down. But I'm not sure if Farian Hunt is still on our roster. If he still is on our roster, we still have someone that we can wheel and deal. And then we have this guy Kills that we're probably going to put in the G League on a 2-way contract. Man, everything is looking up. I'm real optimistic, man. Everything is looking upward right now. And the way that the New York Knicks are making these moves this year and stuff, and they really needed to do some of these things that we're sitting here talking about right now. Like you said, Divine, last year we were as bad as we played last year. We were still almost a 500 team last year, man. Aside from D Rose being out, Noel being out, and us missing in at least 10 games, the way we shot our free throws. We were almost a 500 team last year, so if we could rebound from what we did last year, and this clip, make these moves that's out there right now and stuff like that. I have utmost confidence in what the New York Knicks front office is doing this year.
Yeah, absolutely. When you get past all the craziness and just think about what all the front office doing overall from a basketball perspective, forget all the outside nonsense, but. They still, no matter they move Julius Randle or not, but they are in a good place. And I just think that, I'm patient with it. Scott Perry did a good job of revamping this thing, man. Get that man his flowers, man, because he the one got the ball rolling in 2018 when they took over Phil Jackson. They brought my man in there. He got this ball rolling. You know what I mean? And so salute to Scott Perry, man. I got to keep giving that man his flowers. And he really helped start steer the ship in the right direction. Since we've been Knicks fans, think about it. Since we've been Knicks fans, you've never seen the Knicks in a situation like this. Since we've been fans, I know we all been fans a minute, You never seen the Knicks with this type of structure they got right now. And that's hard. That's impressive, man. So let's hope they get it popping, KJ. Go in there and see what happened with Brunson. What's amazing, they got a lot of options. They got a lot of options. They moved that pick on draft night. Look what they got. 4.
Right.
Man,
Let me tell you, it's the things that as fans that we've been saying for years, we see these things and we're like, man, we criticize it because we're not used to it. And what I'm saying is, if you look at the Knicks organization for the past 10 years or 12, 15 years, it's been too many inconsistencies, different coaches, different front offices. So by the time something good comes around, we can't recognize that, and then we start criticizing, and rightfully so because we've been bad for so long. But again, from last week to the 11th pick, I said I slept on it and I thought about it, and I said the same thing before. A day before the draft, we had no money. Then we had $14 million. So again, it's one of these things now where I think last year they struck out. This year, I think they got a lot to prove. They got a lot to prove to the fan base to say, hey, you know what? Maybe Julius Randle could play with a bona fide point guard, and I think he owes that to us to see if he can play with somebody like a Jalen Brunson if he does come in, or Dejounte Murray, or whoever else is out there, Tyus Jones, or whoever else is out there to really build this team. But this team will be made in a free agency, and I'm hoping they don't make the same mistake as last year and don't get anybody, because then that'd be something totally different. But I don't think, my gut feeling, I don't think they didn't want to do that to the fan base this year. So I think the Knicks are going to strike big. And there's going to be players out there that we're not even thinking about that. We may get on a buyout market. Mm-hmm. Yeah, like a Miles Bridges.
Mm-hmm. You never know. But he's not on a buyout. He's just dude for the extension.
Right.
He's not on a buyout. He's a extension. But for me, what's interesting to me is this here, man. They about to do Jericho Sims 4 years. I'm happy about that. I think that man got raw talent. Now he had a taste of it. That cat gonna be a demon next year for the Knicks, man. He gonna be,
that's what I've been saying. Ferocious.
He gonna be a real deal, man. And I just think that we got some good young players down there. They hard. They got good culture. That Tom Thibodeau put some boys to work. With God, we might disagree with the way he might coach sometimes, but the man keep them boys. He make them boys get in the gym and get busy. R.J. Barrett is ascending. Obi Toppin is ascending. Emmanuel Quickly is ascending. Hopefully Cam Reddish under the tutelage of Johnny Bryant and Tom Thibodeau, he can come into this year and ascend. Malvin Bride and Grimes. These cats put the work in. They're good players, man. So I just think that it's all about time, though. When you look at Jalen Brunson, he finally got to where he got at. It took time because of the situation. Luka Doncic, and the year before that, you got the J.J. Barrett's of the world. A lot of people they brought in when he was drafted, but now he finally got his shine. Look what he did. That's the same way I feel about Obi Toppin and Manuel Quickly. Once they get their time to shine, them young boys will not disappoint you. And Obi Toppin the last week of the season did not disappoint me. Not the last half of the season, actually. Shout out to KJ. So I do think that he's got something good here. Now you're just bringing in a couple of bona fide players to put in front of him. I think we got a good thing popping, man. I'm really waiting to see that. And like RJ, I think he probably wound up around 20, 25 million, I guess. Between 20, I don't know if he's going to get the 185 or nothing like that. But I do think if from his trajectory, I wouldn't have a problem with him giving him Julius Randle money. I really wouldn't, because he's proven that every year he come to the league, he's gonna be that guy. So KJ, let's see. But we got his extension coming up, and I think the Knicks gonna lock him in, and that they're gonna probably try to get 2 more players and go in there and fight, and let it get it popping. So let's see how it goes.
Absolutely, and it's one of those things. Re-signing players, we haven't seen this in such a long time, since the '90s, Charlie Ward. So Mitchell Robinson, we finally re-signed somebody, a center. Then R.J. Barrett. And again, who are we building this team around? And right now, it's the lucky R.J. Barrett. And I can't even say lucky, because he's putting the work in. So again, dude, does Jalen Brunson make this team better as a point guard? That's yet to be seen. But from what he did with Dallas in the playoffs, absolutely. He played with a superstar. When the last time we had a guard come in and play with a superstar? He played with a superstar on Luka Doncic. So again, it's one of them things now. It's a give or take thing, but I believe Jalen Brunson could be the finally answer that point guard that we ever so needed. That's the only thing we always been missing: point guard, point guard, point guard. And my thing is, I want to ask you guys a question to the chat. Do we believe Jalen Brunson is gonna lead us to where we need to be that missing piece as a point guard to maybe a championship level team.
I think he will be. I think you got to get another player with him. And
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. He got help get Luka Doncic to the Western Conference Finals. so that brother went and did his
Right.
thing. He could play. He don't have to be that man. He doesn't need to be part of that thing. And I think him, RJ Barrett, like you said, to maybe get another star. Oh, absolutely. No question about it.
Because I always think about, like, you know, we get these players in here and say for instance get hurt, but then who else we got left? We got IQ on that bench. We got Deuce McBride. So again, we need that bona fide point guard, and between him and Murray, they fit the description. I just don't want to be disappointed come Thursday night or the week later and we go on something totally different because we've been talking about these players. So but again, it's so much momentum with Jalen Brunson. I believe he's coming out there. I believe he's here already because this is too much momentum right now.
Yeah. You know what? For me, what I like about it is this here. I don't know who this guy is. I got to find a way to block this dude, whatever this cat bringing all this crazy stuff up in here. But you know what? I'm of the mindset is you know what we have there now and what we could do. I think we'd be all right, man. I really do. I think if he come in, Jalen Brunson come in here, and probably with the players we got, you know, if Fournier out the door and you bring in one more player, Knicks is I think with Jalen Brunson, Knicks is a playoff team with him, Randall, RJ, Mitchell Robinson, whoever you throw at that 2. Well, unless you're gonna do RJ back at the 2 and Cam Reddish is the next dude in at the 3. I still think that Knicks got a playoff team definitely with Jalen Brunson. Now, if you go out there and get somebody to go with Jalen Brunson and them, then I think you might be talking second and third round, you know, third round, whatever. So we'd have to see, man. But I would definitely be. Yeah, I definitely wouldn't have a problem with that, man. I just think that he would be the real deal, Shop Powell, and I'd be happy with him. Because, like I said, Mitchell Robinson, Randall, RJ, Jalen Brunson, whoever going to be at that 2, or RJ at the 2, who you going to put at the 3? If it's Cam Reddish or Obi Toppin, so be it. I love Obi Toppin with Emmanuel Quickly because of the way they got that rapport together. That fast break game is ridiculous. So I really love to keep the 2 together. But let's hope, you know, that everything work out for us, man. And we got something to be thankful about. And I'm so glad you went here, Dylan, because I think you watch this guy on a regular, man. I really appreciate Dylan in here, man, because Rodriguez, because he watches Jalen Brunson, he knows JB is not the best at playmaking, but he's good enough. I appreciate that, and sometimes that's all you need. You know what I mean? Somebody just good enough. That would be dangerous right there, Brunson. And you know what? That's what I'm saying. Freeing up all this cap money, they got money to sign Zach LaVine already. If you do a sign and trade with Jalen Brunson, you got money to sign LaVine to extension. You know, so things like that can happen, Shop Powers.
I'm not even gonna say much about who we're gonna pick up and what we're gonna do. I'm just gonna sit back and just, you know, relax and see what happens on Thursday. I see with the moves that they're trying to make right now, they are trying to free up some more money for this cap space thing that we need to, you know, that they and whoever we do pick up or however this thing does go, right now you see that the Knicks front office is a viable front office, man. Like you said, KJ, we went into the trade deadline with no money. We came out of the trade deadline with $14 million, and we're estimated right now if we move off from Burke to Noel, we're gonna have another $20 million. So we're sitting at about $34 million within 1 week's time. They have to move off of those 2 contracts in order to have that money for Jalen Brunson. So let's see what happens.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, real talking. Just like Keith Smith. Keith Smith is a real prominent dude around the NBA circles on Twitter. He's like, Knicks books are still in pretty good shape. Even after they signed Brunson, they are able to get there because they've signed solid deals over the last few years, shorter contracts to fair values with teams control and staying in the hole. Same old Knicks stuff isn't fair. Facts. Stop trying to beat the Knicks up. They've been willing to deal, and I'm trying to tell y'all. That's real talk, Keith. I appreciate that, man. Knicks, they doing their thing, man, and that's why I said them 10-year deals. I had no problem with what they did last year. Forget trying to go out to do. You signed Noel, you signed all them dudes. You're supposed to sign them back. Why would you sign them back to team that help you get to the playoffs? You should bring them back. I mean, you know, but they did them on short deals. Now, because of the short deals, all them players we was complaining about, they gone. Kemba Walker's gone. Noel's gone. Burks gone. Now, if you move Fournier out of here, you got all the free agents you signed last year, and Kemba Walker's gone. So everybody you signed last year, you got rid of them. See, because they had the short deals. That's what I'm talking about. They played it safe because they knew the bigger fish was coming sooner or later. So salute to the front office, like I said. Cats got it, man. KJ, they just was
right.
Patience, man. That's all.
They got to clean up, and they know they got to clean up, and we as a fan base know they got to clean up. Again, it's one of them things. If the front office was here in 2018 when Jalen Brunson was drafted, who was Knicks fan was saying maybe we could have got him. You know who we drafted in 2018 with the number 9-8 pick was Kevin Knox.
Right.
Jalen Brunson went number 33 in that pick. He went in the second round at 33. So again, and you hate to compare the years, but just based on what this front office has done in the past 3 years since they've been here, they're cleaning old mess up from the past. So again, I'm giving them a pass. I know last year was a year they didn't put the team right, but again, they got this year to clear the deck and do what they need to do, and I'm riding with them. KJW events, and I'm pretty sure Shy and the mom, we riding with that front office because we have not seen this. We have not seen this in such a long time as Knicks fans, and we just got to be a little patient. And again, it's one of them things like we told you so. We told you so. We told you so. When they put this team together and they bring in players, guess what's going to happen? Everybody's going to be quiet. You're going to be like, man, that's what they did. So, again, it's one we just got to be patient. And I know it's hard as Knicks fans to be patient. Yep. But really, we got to like what they're doing, and they're doing it by shedding contracts and saving us money. We're not spending these big money like we used to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, real talk, man. Yeah, salute to the Knicks, man. So now, like I said, with the RJ thing, probably going to be close around. I guess, it's interesting what they're going to give RJ. I don't matter what the Knicks give him. I just want him to be a Knick. I just think that the young man is that talented, and he's been. I love guys who progress, not regress. And he want to be here. And I think he's going to be RJ Barrett. All of Knicks. I think this whole team got something to prove. They got something to prove. RJ want to be a Knick. That kid want to be here, and he playing like he want to be here. He's one of out of all the Knicks that's on that team right now. That man want to be here. I want to be a New York Knick. I'm ready to embrace the city. I'm ready to put the work in. And the man put the work in. It's going to be amazing in his fourth year, bro. Watch this boy ball out this year. I'm putting down 23 to 24 a game. I think RJ shoots 37% from three this year. I think he's going to be 7 rebounds. And I'm going to say 4 or 5 assists. RJ Barrett coming to play this year because he said he will work on his playmaking game this year. He said he wanted to work on finishing at the rim. He playing for Canada right now as we speak. He's playing for Canada right now. So I do think he's going to be the real deal, man. I think Knicks, I got that young man. He ready for this. He built for this. 8 years old, grandfather, diehard Knicks fan on his life. You see him in the picture with the little 8-year-old kid with the Knick hat on. He was 8 years old. He's New York. He got that New York in him. I want to see RJ come here this year. That's why they Knicks was asking around about Julius Randle. That's why they asked around about Julius Randle. I'm not trying to make it. What I'm trying to say is, they drafted this young man with the 3rd pick in the NBA draft, and he's living up to his expectations. And I think moving forward, once he hit them foul shots, that boy and that 3-pointer, he's gonna be dangerous, man. Yeah, absolutely. You're right. Be civilized. He got to get him. If he can get him up to the high 70s, if he get to 80, it's over. It's game over. The way he get hit all the time, the way he go down the lane, shot powers. But RJ get them foul techs up to 80%, the way he constantly go downhill and get fouled. That's 25 a game right there. Easy.
I'm just saying, man. I think all these guys are going to come out this year a little more hungry this year. I think these guys are going to be a little bit more in tune with the team this year. I think they're all out already playing together in Terrytown. They're together all the time and stuff like that. So I think these guys are really going to be hungry this year, and I just want to see what they can do in this with this trade stuff coming up, and see where they can be and who they're gonna what moves they're gonna make and how they're gonna make these moves. And let's get it, man. I gotta freaking fly in my damn house, man. I'm about to turn the thing off and kill this.
Don't kill him on that on YouTube.
I'm about to kill this.
KJ, man. I'm excited though. I'm excited to see what's happening the next couple of days. Ain't nothing guaranteed, but the way it looks, I really believe that the Knicks going to strike gold. I think they're just going to do what they got to do. They did it the right way. Now you gotta as a Knicks fan get them. If this was any other organization, we'd be singing their praises. You know what I mean? Like I said last stream, if you say Sam Presti was adding picks, getting all these picks the way he did, and y'all thought he was a genius, then you got to give the Knicks front office give them their flowers for having 22 picks in the next 7 years. They doing what Sam Presti did. They might not did it at that level, but they doing it while competing. You know what I mean? They didn't do it while tanking or whatever. The Knicks pulled off a team that they got that this good, could be this good, and still got infrastructure for the next 7 years. 22 picks in 7 years, cap space, good talent, about to bring in some good players, and without destroying your infrastructure. That's pretty impressive, KJ. That's all I can say.
And to talk about that, that's the business side. Like Devon and Shot, we haven't seen that. Just basically your facts, your points you just pointed out. We're doing this, we're right there, but we're getting in more assets and we're saving money. And so by the time these big contracts no more, what's going to happen is we got assets and money we could trade away to save us more money. Again, we haven't seen this in a long time. And that's why I said these guys are just waiting for the right moment. It's about timing. And we may have the right timing this year with players. We've seen the reports come out for years and years. Oh, nobody want to come and play in New York. Nobody want to play in New York. You know why? Because the business side, the front office, now it's too many different coaches. Every 2 years, different coaches. How can players develop? You can't develop nobody if you don't have a development plan in place. These New York Knicks front office have a development plan in place, and they're doing it. They're building these young guys. Look at these guards they brought in. Montero, Nib, Kills. They brought them in here. Build them up. If it don't work, guess what? These guys might get an opportunity in the training camp to come on in. Hey, Kills and Montero may be a better fit than Deuce McBride or IQ. We don't know. But we're gonna find this out very soon in summer league, and as play comes and more people come, injury sometime, God willing. But again, look what the Knicks are building. They have a G League that they're building these players up, and survival of the fittest. Only the strong survive, because it's gonna be a lot.
Facts. Yeah, real talk, man. You hit the nail on the head with that one, brother. But yeah, man. So we're gonna see what's happening in the next couple of days, man. I think we get the Mitch thing done by the 30th. Don't need it for him. He's not going to go in the free agency. So I think in the next couple of days or two, you will see Mitch on a dotted line. I'm hoping that I think they're going to do that before he go in the free agency on July 1st. That way they ain't got to compete against somebody. They're going to keep him. So if they ain't got rid of him yet, he ain't in the sign trade, and Mitch staying, which I thought he would. You can't let a defense player like that just leave your organization. You can't do that. The kid was born and raised up in this piece. Scott Perry, that was Scott Perry pick. Now Scott Perry going to reward him. You know what? I drafted you with a 36 pick in 2018. Got you from the Melo deal. You know what? He's still here. That's what the Knicks should be doing. Reward your players, man. We can't be talking about just throw players away because you don't think he's going to be that good or you don't like his game. What do we do for the Knicks? He a defense present down there. I like what they did. I think now we just got to keep it moving. I'm excited about it. I'm gonna tell you that Montero though, he's gonna be the sleeper. I think you got to watch out for that boy. That's why I wouldn't be surprised that if the Knicks drafted Montero, easily could be in 13, 14, 12, 13 guy in the rotation, or at least he'll be on a roster. I think Montero could make the roster. So it's up to but with McBride and all these guys, it's just nice, man. We got players there, the infrastructure there. Like you said, KJ, back in the day, nobody wanted to come here like you said because it was just all it wasn't managed well. Whether the field way they think Phil Jackson did something mellow or blah 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 blah. Right before the Mike Woodson thing, we was all right once they let Mike Woodson go. Once they let Mike Woodson go, we went the other way because we had stability with a coach who knew how to coach. We had talent with Melo and all these guys. But after that, and once they let him go, we had to take him. We took a little 8-year hiatus. But you know what? Tom Thibodeau came in, took it from a 21 team to a 41 win team. Doubled the wins in 1 year, took us to the playoffs, which we haven't been in 10 years or 8 years, 9 years, whatever. So you got to salute. You got to give credit where credit due for some things. You know what I mean? But I think much as we throw at them, Shot Powers, we also got to give them their love back too. The Knicks doing their thing, man. I like the way they building this thing. So I'm excited for somebody who's been a Knicks fan since 1970. You know what I mean?
I really have to say this, Divine, man. This in his last 3 years, you've seen the Knicks front office take care of their players. They signed, the Burkses, the Noels to these deals, because of what they did for the team, and they put him here and now they're viable trade picks that some of the guys their stocks went up, some of their stocks stayed mediocre, and some of them fell down. But they this new front office is really looking into helping produce their own players, man. And you haven't seen this from the New York Knicks team in a long time, man. They're holding on. They're making people feel welcome. They're giving them modest contracts with short term on the turnover, 2 years and a third year if possible, a 2 year and a third year if possible. A lot of these guys that we're talking about right now was taken care of because of that fourth seed that we had. So we the Knicks look different and they're moving different. And years before, like everyone says, we couldn't get a big name here for nothing. But in these next couple of years coming up here, man, 11 first-round picks, 11 second-round picks. Let's get it.
Yeah, real talk, man. I'm excited about that as well. But that's what it is, man. It's just patience, man. Just gotta let the thing grow, man. When you plant a seed in the ground, you gotta give it time to get up out of that piece. And I think that's what they're doing. I think it's planting the seed, and now they just letting the seed grow, man. Pretty soon they good. They got, and one thing I like about what we talk about right now is still don't affect Emmanuel Quickly. It don't affect Quentin Grimes. It don't affect Obi Toppin. If Cam Reddish still here, it won't affect him. But that'd be our bitch with Jericho Sims. That is a nice young athletic team, and Quickly can shoot. Grimes can shoot. Cam Reddish can get it. Obi Toppin can get it, and Jericho Sims can get it. The backup a team, if you get the right player to go with Jalen Brunson in that starting lineup with Randall, RJ, and Mitchell Robinson, that's 10 strong deep right there. That second that energy coming off the bench is amazing. You know what I mean? And you still got 5 spots after that. Now you got to make a ride. You still got bring Taj back on whatever. I'm talking about, once you renounce him and everything, you teach the path. You got to have guys like him on a team. That's like he like the Udonis has some of his peaks. You know what I mean? You got to have him there. You just got to have him. You know what I mean? That veteran leadership. I don't know what depending on what they do with Derrick Rose. If Derrick Rose is here, then probably Derrick Rose would be Brunson and Derrick Rose 1-2. You know what I mean? I don't know what's going to happen with that, but I like where we're going. For real, man. I'm excited, KJ. No matter what, I'm excited about the direction of the franchise because we haven't did this in a minute.
Hey, Devon, I'm sorry for coming a little late. Worked real late tonight. Got off Vince doing some things, but I'm just now seeing this. I'm understanding. Everybody talked about this earlier. I just seen a report about Noel and Burks.
Yes.
Going for Detroit.
Yeah,
Oh man.
Yeah.
Wait. So you mean to tell me we got over 30 million in cap?
I'm saying, man.
Wait. I've been on this live the whole time, and I did not know this valuable information. Cousins to the chat, y'all gotta let me know. I'm sorry. Wait a second. Wait. Devon and Shaw, we have $30 million in cap space right now.
30 plus.
Wow.
30, 34 plus.
Wait a second.
It all together, it's going to be about 33, 34 $million.
Hey,
and that's not saying anything about D Rose. That's another $15 million.
say something.
So if we get rid of D Rose, we'll be at about $50 million.
Let me tell you
if
something.
we move D Rose, and there's some trade options for D Rose to go out there. Another $15 million on top of $34 million.
KJ, real quick, I'm gonna let you jump back in. Yeah, like I said, if you do a sign and trade with Dallas, that salary washes. So you still got the 40, 50 million when it comes to that, because that sign and trade is gonna be we giving them a Fournier or Randall, and we bringing that. So we just switching salaries basically.
Right.
We just switching salaries,
and we still have the cap.
We still had the cap money,
and we're gonna need it. We're gonna need it if we move on from Fournier. We definitely gonna need it if we move on from Fournier, because we're gonna have to pick up another wing. We're gonna need another wing.
Fournier's next. They're turning all their mistakes, even though that Noel and Burst contract was decent contracts, but it was tradable contracts, which was great. But Fournier's next. We know we're gonna keep Julius now with this, right? And this might have been their plan all along, but there should be not one Knicks fan out there upset about this right now. $30 million. And I had no idea this whole time we was talking about. And something big is gonna happen. $30 million with the appreciation of finally a true point guard coming in.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, man.
Yeah, you don't have Hey, let me give y'all a correction. That's not how you don't have to sign out play that money. First of all, RJ can go over the cap. I mean, you can literally sign RJ over the cap. So the Knicks, let's say if they wanted to, my man, excuse me, we talked about my man earlier, Mitchell Robinson. You know what I mean? So I think you used one of something that we had that won't kill the salary with that. But you still got, if you get Derrick Rose and Fournier, Derrick Rose and Fournier $30-something million. Just them two. And you already got 30-something million. I'm trying to tell y'all the Knicks been playing checkers for a minute. You know playing chess, excuse me. They've been playing chess for a minute, but nobody didn't see because you can't, you got to look at it from put the GM hat on it. But not only the numbers and why they did this, why did they sacrifice this? Why did we say, man, we should have signed Alice Burke? Yes, we should. You know what I mean? This is why we did what we did. Nobody going to want to take these guys. They said Nerlens Noel and Alice Burks off the book. Check it out. What K did say earlier, Shop Hours, on draft night, we had no money.
We have 14 million.
A week later, and we had sitting at about $35 million.
Right.
Plus 11 first rounders and 11 second rounders.
Yeah, fellas, I'm in shock right now because I had no idea. Let me just check something. Let me tell you something. Man, we should be happy to have this front office right now. Again, in all my years as Knicks fans, when have we been excited in the preseason? I mean, offseason. When have we been so excited about a summer league game? And right now, with this money that we got saved right now, and guess what? The young core that we all talked about last year, we kept all those players. That's only going to get better. So now it's pick your poison now.
Mm-hmm. Hey, check this out, everybody. The 3 contracts that we got off this year, what did we send them to? All of them went to Detroit. Kemba Walker went to Detroit. Alice Burks went to Detroit. And Noel went to Detroit. All of them.
Wow.
Now all you got to do is do a sign and trade for Jalen Brunson, whether it's Randall or Fournier. But obviously only got to be or Derrick Rose. They might need Derrick Rose down there and say, okay, we lost Brunson. We got Derrick Rose for 14 on one deal. He go to Dallas. Because they're going to need a point guard down there in Dallas to back up, whether who could they get a starting guy or Derrick Rose to back up, be the backup point guard down there in Dallas. So if you send him or Fournier, they're going to have to take one of them guys to make that money work. You know what I mean? If you look at the cap structure right now, if the Dallas do a sign trade, they either got to take Julius Randle 20-something million. They would either have to take 14, Fournier's 19 million, or they're going to have to take Derrick Rose 14 to somebody because we done got rid of the other ones. So they got to take some of those dudes. You know what I mean?
Who would you pick, Devon and Shaw? Who would you pick? What player would you take?
I'll pick Fournier.
Fournier.
Yeah, I think we all clear on Fournier. So I think
he fits with Mavs.
Okay. So we're all clear on keeping Julius Randle here?
Yeah, I mean, I think I don't have a problem with, but no, let me rephrase that. I forgot about you said Julius Randle. I would send Julius Randle to get that 117 on the books.
Oh yeah, I would.
That's why I was Julius Randle. You send Julius Randle to Dallas with Luka Doncic and Christian Woods, like I said earlier. Christian Woods at the 5, Julius Randle, Luka Doncic, Gordon Finney Smith, and whoever going to be at the point guard, whatever. You got a good team down here, you know. So and you put Obi at the 4, Mitchell Robinson, Obi Toppin, RJ Barrett, whoever you get at that 2, whether Dejounte Murray and this dude Jalen Brunson or whoever. That's come on now, let's get it.
So the question is, if Jalen Brunson is coming as our point guard, do we believe that he's the person that's going to take the ball out of Julius Randle? How would Julius Randle going to play with this team if we keep him? Because we all know that Julius wants the ball in his hand. He lets it clear out. We know we can't play like that anymore. So I'm with the whole Fournier too. We know he's a double guy, but we also seen the way he played at the end of the year without him. You know, so again, it's one of the things, but I think we keep Julius and get rid of Fournier.
Yeah. I think that's because I think if you keep Randle, then you got a better team, stronger team for his talent. Julius 10, 20, 10, and 5. And, so I don't have a problem with Mitchell Robinson, Julius Randle, RJ Barrett, whoever in Jalen Brunson. I do not have a problem with that squad right there. Because I know you got three, at least RJ and Randall good for 20 apiece. Now you go get another guy that can get you 20 apiece to go in that 2 spot. Then you got a good team here with Jalen Brunson getting you 16, 17, 18, and Mitch getting you 13 and 10. It's a nice starting lineup, bro. You know what I mean? I think they could. Because think about it. Can Jalen Brunson hang with Marcus Smart? I think he can. I think that's almost a wash right there. Now, who's going to be that 2 to deal with Jaylen Brown? Now, if you go get a Donovan Mitchell or somebody, or Dejounte Murray, now you got another cat at the 2 that's on his level. You know what I mean? So if you go get Dejounte Murray, he can compete with Jalen Brunson. That's a good comparison talent-wise. So now the 3, obviously you got RJ and Jason Tatum. RJ ain't there yet, but it ain't like Jason Tatum going to bust his butt neither. You know what I mean? He going to go a mano with him. Jalen Brown might get the better of it because he's that dude, but RJ Barrett going to get his 20-something too. So I think Julius Randle better than they 4. Like I said, Julius Randle is better than Al Horford all day, every day. I think Mitchell Robinson and Williams wash each other out. So if the Knicks get a dude to go in that 2 spot with Jalen Brunson, RJ, Randle, and Mitchell, I don't got no problem with that, bro. I think we compete. Shot Powell, I just think that's a good enough team for me to get to make it happen against anybody.
And the Knicks 100, and the Knicks 100. I think Ryan, I can't remember his name. Ryan and Hunt. I think they may relinquish them off the team, man. So that may be another extra $2 or $3 million there, $4 million. It's so many things going on in this week coming up right now. Like I said, I ain't gonna make no. I'm just gonna sit back, relax, and see what happens. Thursday at 6:00, I think the trade, the soon 6:01. I think the trade will happen where Noel and Burks goes over, and on Friday, the 1st. That's when you'll probably see Brunson and whoever else they're going to try to bring in here. We're going to need a couple of guys to bring in here. So making all this cap space that we're doing right now, we're going to need it because we're probably going to need to. We're going to probably let go of 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 4 guys. So we're going to have to bring in maybe 3 guys to compensate the guys that we lost.
Yeah. Hey, real quick, I left that up there for a reason. I've been putting the numbers up, and I'm L. Lee to Professor. I'm glad you put that up there. That's why I say even if you let Julius Randle go, you hear me? And Obi Toppin give you 17-7 at the 4, and Jalen Brunson giving you 17, 18 at the 1, then I'll take Jalen Brunson or Obi Toppin over Julius Randle and Alex Burks. The number's gonna born out the same basically. Julius did 20 this year. Alex Burks did 12? That's 32. 30 points a game between your forward and your power forward and your point guard. If Obi Toppin coming to give you 17-7 and Jalen Brunson giving you 17, that's 34. So to me, you got more athletic, more younger. You know what I mean? So to me, I don't have no problem with that whatsoever. But if you do keep Julius Randle, now you still got 20, 10, and 5, and you got Brunson giving you 16, 17, or whatever.
Yeah.
It's still good. You know what I mean? That point guard, if you get Jalen Brunson down here, and I think not had to play off of Luka because he's a ball dominant. Luka's their point guard basically in Dallas. So think about now that he don't have to let Luka be the primary ball handler. He can just do what he want to do. That's the reason why he want to come here, KJ. He wanted to be the lead guard. So him coming here and being the lead guard, now he getting more touches. He don't have to I don't think the Knicks would let Randle do that to him. He like, listen, the ball go through him. He come down the middle, blah, blah, blah. So I think the Knicks will be a better team no matter what. You know what I mean? Now we just got to get that too. Then it's a wrap.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's a lot because I'm thinking about the bench right now. I'm thinking about all those players like a Grimes that couldn't play a lot last year to get more time on that bench. A guy like Deuce McBride who really can't even get in right now is going to get another opportunity. A guy like IQ and or D Rose if he's still here with the Sims. These guys had a whole 2 years to build, and in the summer league. And then if Kills or Montero jump off in there, and whoever else we gonna get, again, I like my man. Once the Knicks, always the Knicks said, Miles Bridges and Dejounte Murray. If we could find a way to get Miles Bridges over here,
you can make that happen easy. Know why? Check it out. Hey KJ, you know how you can make that happen real easy? Who drafted Julius Randle? Mitch Kupchak. Where Mitch Kupchak at? Charlotte. Sign and trade Julius Randle for Miles Bridges. It's a wrap.
And Miles Bridges gave Julius Randle the business every single game. I'm not saying it, but I like the guy. The guy is a hard-nosed, tough-nosed, plays defense, and I think he's built for New York City. We need players like that here, you know. So again, let's see what's going to happen. I'm very excited about this breaking news because I had no idea. We got $30 million right now, and we get some more. We might get to $50 million.
Mm-hmm.
We can't mess this up. I'll tell you one thing: we can't mess this one up.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. I know it's a lot of variables in this stuff, man, and everything. But you're right. Was a dangerous 3-year rebuild. Them cats had a plan and look at it. It should come to fruition. You know, just they were patient with it, and I still think Obi Toppin gonna listen. When the boy get 30 minutes, he average number 20 a game. He gonna pop. I think Grimes is gonna be the popper this year. I think
Grimes.
Yeah, I think so. I think them Grimes gonna pop.
Who's our bench, Devon and Shy? Name our bench right now. If we got if Brunson's the point guard right now, right? Mm-hmm. I think did we go over this? The starting five with Julius Randle in the starting five on the bench. Who is it?
I said it earlier. I had if Brunson comes, probably Brunson. If they don't go get nobody, I got a feeling IQ might take that 2 spot.
Okay.
Or Grimes, but I think it's IQ. So I would say Brunson, IQ. But I like Brunson, Grimes because that's a good 3-point shooter and a good defender. Both of them could defend, but I think quickly could defend, but I think Grimes is better. So let's just say Brunson, maybe IQ or Grimes. I'll do that. Then I'm going to go RJ, Randall, and Mitch.
Okay.
And the backup, I would have to say right now, the way they constructed is Derrick Rose, Quentin Grimes, Cam Reddish, Obi Toppin, and Jericho Sims. I think that's a monster squad right there.
Yeah.
For me,
I'm putting Grimes in the second unit. I'm putting Grimes in the first unit. If we get Brunson, I think it's going to be Brunson, Grimes, RJ, and our second unit will probably be IQ. The second unit is going to suffer a little bit, but I think if we still keep Randall, it'll be IQ and Obi with Sims and 2 players to be announced.
Yeah, hey, real quick, I'm with D Nice on that. I forgot about that. You literally could put RJ back to 2 and let Cam Reddish start, hypothetically.
Right, you could do that too.
That was a good one, D Nice. But real talk, that I gotta say that's actually pretty much a good thing. But if it don't, they want him to be that backup small forward off the bench behind RJ Barrett. Then I think Grimes will quickly start in there. But I don't have a problem with D Nice got there though. But it's either that KJ or it's gonna be Grimes quickly.
Right, because the second unit was a big part of our 2-year run right now.
Facts.
You know, the second unit was that unit that we knew that would come in. And they would put those points on, and they won us a lot of those games coming into that playoff year for us. So again, it's we're gonna see how they piece this team together. Because again, I'm interested to know what more pieces are coming other than the Jalen Brunsons or the Murrays possibly. What other pieces? And it's gonna be a guy or guys out there that we're not even paying attention to that may be on this team that could possibly even be a starter at the 2 or the 3. You know, even it all depends on what the player is going to do and who they are. But whoever the player is, I believe it's going to be a 2-way player. You got to play defense on this team, and you got to be able to hit a 3-point shot.
Yep. Yeah. We know what's interesting to me right now. What I love about what the Knicks did, they opened up 3 roster spots. See, I mean, you know, we talking about the minutes that some guys wasn't getting last year. Now they opened up 3 roster spots. So that means Jalen Brunson get 1. Now you got 2 that can. Whether it's Grimes or whoever, or Derrick Rose, or let's say Derrick Rose get minutes, and maybe now Grimes get the minutes. So, that's nice. That's a nice bench right there. I just think that they're not going to sit $14 million off of salary on and not back up nobody. You're not going to sit Derrick Rose down with $14 million. Now, if he was making 4 or 5. The Knicks is not sitting Derrick Rose with $14 million on his contract. They are not doing that. No how, no way. That's why I said either you move him or Derrick Rose is backing up If you don't trade Derrick Rose, he backing up Jalen Brunson, which is not a bad look neither. Don't get it twisted. With a team like that, he might be what you need. You know what I mean? Because 13 off the bench, shaping, molding that young squad ain't bad neither. You know what I mean? But at least you got rid of all the rest of them. And, that's to Todd. You might see Todd and Derrick Rose back. And all of them got. I think you might see them two back. I just think that it makes sense. So if you can get Derrick Rose to Milwaukee, I think that's a good deal right there. I think that's the deal that nobody's thinking about. Derrick Rose could go to Milwaukee, try to win a championship. Milwaukee's right next to Chicago. He close to home. He playing with Giannis. He playing with Drew Holiday. He playing with Middleton. So you gotta watch out and make sure Derrick Rose won't get traded. It might not happen at the free agent thing, but that don't mean it can't happen. And I do think that you got to keep an eye on that shot power because you never know.
I'm with Elton Lee too. We need some glue guys, man. Back. So with us really making all these moves, and now we're gonna have a young crew running out there next year, man. We're gonna look at projected all these guys gonna be under 26 years old, except for maybe Taj Gibson. Maybe if we keep Randall, but he's still young too. He's 27. So we're going to have a young running crew out there right now, man, and things are just looking up right now. And I think with the money, and we also have a player exception or something like that, about $10 million, which is about $10 million too. So if you want to put some salt into the wound or whatever, we got almost $50 million plus another $10 million to get a additional player. So we may be looking at about $60 million or something like that. It made me chuckle.
Yeah, man. So to me, I feel good. I really does. But I agree with you, D Nice. If you can send Derrick Rose out to Milwaukee, I just think. Or I'm gonna tell you. Let me ask you a question. Would you send Derrick Rose back to Chicago and take Kobe White?
Yes.
That's what I was thinking. Like, would you take Kobe White, let Derrick Rose go to Chicago, and you send Kobe White over here? He can knock that shit down too. But I mean, we got players like him. But I mean, to get rid of $14 million, and you got somebody on a rookie deal about to get there next year, then you ain't to worry about. You can do it like they did. Just trade him. But the boy could play though. So it's gonna be fun, man. I mean, we got a lot of scenarios going on right now, but we're not speaking hyperbole here. And I can tell you that right now. These are just all the scenarios that the Knicks have literally put themselves in. The idea that we got is probably what they think about and some. You know what I mean? Them cats know that they put themselves in a good situation. They know they what they did made sense, and now that shit might pay off. It might say, right. You know what? Like Scott Perry said, they said we're gonna build this thing a certain way. Leon Rose said it in the state. He might just say it out of his mouth, but if he come out the way he's coming out and do this here, what he did, he's staying true to his word.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so it's gonna be interesting, man. It really is gonna be interesting. I'm like a kid in the candy store right now. Yeah. I'm just waiting for this thing to pop. And Will said, "No, I'm good. I'm white." Okay, that makes sense. I can see that.
Hey, Devon, to answer that question though, not to cut you off, I would, and here's why. The reason I would do that deal for Rose to get off him, to bring in a young guy that fills the realm of the Knicks, you could never have too many point guards on this team. Somebody can get hurt. He fits the time frame of what the Knicks are doing right now. So I would do that. D Rose is on the tail end of his career. So it's like, even though I don't believe it would happen, but if I had to, I would do that. Because you could never have too many point guards on this team.
Yeah, Fabian, I'm with you, man. Bucks inches and roll. This getting hot. I'm telling you, that makes sense, bro. Word on. You can you imagine playing Drew Holiday, and then you got to come in on the bit to keep up with Derrick Rose, and he fits Giannis. And he know how to get to the bucket. I mean, he would be legit down there, bro. Derrick Rose would be legit in Milwaukee. You talking about any place you send Derrick Rose? No lie. If I was the Milwaukee Bucks, I would be all over that. Because Derrick Rose makes them better. He's a experienced playoff person. He knows the game. He's been around long enough. He's been in battles long enough. He ain't gonna get in the playoffs and choke. He ain't choke. He was about the only him and Todd Gibson was the only good one we had in the playoff last year, and Obi Toppin. You know what I mean? But he in the year before that, but he coming in Milwaukee and helped Giannis them in a great deal. So I would have to be really excited about the Bucks to try to get him, but that would be nice. That would be nice.
Yeah, salute to Ron, because you're right, man. Right now, Ron from Still Knicks fans, you're right about that, man. Salute. we are mentioned in a lot of things that's going on right now, and I'm happy that the on site for the Knicks right now is a different projective. I mean, a different perspective. I can't get the word out right now, but I think, thank you, that we're out. We're making moves. We're bringing in players. We're doing things, and it is something to really sit back and really be stay optimistic on what can really happen right now in this New York Knicks team right now. I am so happy. We gotta get this naked HD dude, man.
Yeah, man. I gotta go on my settings to fix this stuff. This kid get on my nerve.
So here's the downside to this, though. Now we all know the way Tibbs likes to play our team.
Thank you, Knicks.
Right? Mm-hmm. Now we know Tibbs has a short leash on the way he runs his team. Now we bring in all these different players in, and like some of these guys that we are growing to love, Deuce McBride, Grimes, Obi Toppin, may not get the minutes that we want them to get. We want Obi Toppin to get at least 15 to 20 minutes the other 10 minutes. Mm-hmm. Now, are you still on the same level? You still want that from Obi, depending on who we get? Let's say we get a Miles Bridges, a Murray, and a Brunson in here. I'm throwing it out there. All these minutes got to go to these guys that are proven guys already. So let's say we got Bridges, Murray, and Brunson in here, right? Just to fill the holes in, right? To clear our money up with the team that we have now. We know they're going to take the brunt of the minutes. Are we still on the same tip? We need Obi to play 15, 20 minutes per game?
No, it depends on who. Did you moving Randall out?
No, we keeping Randall. We keep Randall.
Yeah, you can't get Miles Bridges if you keep a Randall. That ain't gonna happen.
Right. I'm just saying, like the minute. I'm just saying the minute-wise. The minutes, like we want all these players that have the minutes, but the team is gonna be a whole different team than the last 2 years ago. So now we know the way Tibbs plays. He's not gonna play you all these different minutes. He keeps a short leash on players. So again, it's one of them things that we also got to be careful for what we want too as well, because some of these players may not be able to play as many minutes as we want them to play.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, you know what it is. But here's let's keep the Tom Thibodeau thing in perspective. Tom Thibodeau goes 10 deep. What Tom Thibodeau do? He replaced the point guard with a point guard, shooting guard for the shooting guard. That's the way he old school. He does let his players play. It's just that if you in the game at that time, you ain't balling. Tom Thibodeau will snatch you up out of there. And that's what happened to Fournier and quickly. And they well, not quickly as much as Obi, because that first year, man, without no summer league, there was, he just didn't have it at that time. But Thibodeau does go point guard for point guard, center for center, forward for forward. He does coach like that. So in other words, if the point go out, he bring the point guard in. If the shooting guard go out, he bring the shooting guard in. He does do 10 deep. It just that all depends if somebody, last year was different. Because think about it. You lost two of your best bench players. The reason why I say that, Derrick Rose and Alex Burks was your bench. They was on your bench. You lost literally 20-something points off your bench this year. So because them young guys wasn't ready, he had to do that. Because you lost Alex Burks to the point guard. You moved him in the starting lineup. So you took him and Derrick Rose out that second unit. That was almost 20 points. So I understand, and if McBride wasn't ready at the time, I guess, Tibbs just snatched him. No, you just ain't ready. I seen Gerald Wilson sometime look like he was lost with a deer in his head, like at the time. It happens. They raw, they young, they talented, they rookies. They coming into the big leagues. It's like, listen, they nice. What McBride was doing in Westchester, you ain't doing that up there. Not 38, 40 a game. You ain't doing that in the big leagues. But I think we'd be all right, KJ. I do think that you're right, though. I think they got to move somebody to bring Miles Bridges in. If you bring Miles Bridges, Randall got to be out of here. There's no way the Knicks can't bring him in here and keep him. So I don't know, man. I hope that Tom Thibodeau got it figured out, KJ. He good at what he do, but at the same time, he make mistakes too. But I think he'll figure it out, man. He's been around long enough. This cat done took guys to the Eastern Conference Finals. Has 61-win teams a couple of times. The cat, I understand the way this shit went down in New York, but Tom Thibodeau ain't no stop. 2-time coach of the year. He might didn't beat LeBron, but he got him to play LeBron, and then that's a lot of coaches didn't do that in the NBA. And I know he might be old school, but at the same time, the man can coach some basketball. He just had a team last year that He lost Nerlens Noel. He lost Kemba Walker. He lost, Derrick Rose. He lost the whole squad last year, man. So it's like, we can give him a pass on that. But now I'll tell you what, when we wake up the next day, we're gonna be all right, Shot Powell. I think we're gonna if not by the first, we're gonna have some players in the yard. I think
I just want to salute. I think his name was Tony Curry on making the move for Julius Randle on July 6th on my birthday. That would be a real good birthday present for me if they could move him on July 6th. I'd be happy.
We gonna get up. Hey, you never know, man. You just never know, guys. It's exciting, man. Real talk. So we just what do you think the next move gonna be, KJ? Now that we done got Nerlens Noel and we done got, what do you think the next move gonna be for us players we have?
I think Fournier's out of here.
Okay.
I just believe they shredded so much money. Fournier's contract is a tradable contract right now because he already did a year with us, and with Fournier signed it was a 3-year.
Yep, 3. Three.
Yeah, 3 plus 1.
Yeah, 3 plus 1.
But what was the money on him? 3 years, $76 million or something like that.
Somewhere
around that. I believe they're gonna shred that. The big contracts that don't make no sense because again, Fournier. We knew what Fournier is, but to answer your question, I think Fournier is gonna be out of here because again, it's one of those things that a player like Quentin Grimes does what Fournier does and with more minutes and plays better defense than he does. He's a liability on defense. This team, we need players that's gonna be here that's gonna play defense and offense the same exact way. So. And Fournier can go somewhere and make a team better.
Yeah, facts. Yeah, he don't fit the Knicks. But yeah.
No, that's the way he just don't fit. So my thing, I think Fournier is the next move the Knicks make out there.
I see that. What do you think, Chop Powers?
I mean, if we don't move him in a trade by himself, I think that sign and trade to the Mavericks would be a viable option right there. To move him that $19 million, and then we will only have to pick up $6 million to pay Brunson. That sounds like a plan to me. I mean, sounds pretty awesome to me. I mean, I think he is the next one on the block. And I could actually see Fournier staying. Maybe even coming off the bench in that second unit. But I think I would rather see him move to maybe the Mavericks and see what happens with D Rose. See if we can move off of D Rose also. I'm less optimistic about D Rose moving. I think he may stay here. I know. He might not be one to want to sit on the bench, and he may be the backup to Brunson. But I think Taj and D Rose got a soft spot in Thibodeau's heart, man. So I think he may push a little harder for them to hold on to those two guys than to let Taj or D Rose go.
Okay, yeah, man. For me, that's that part what you said right there is the one that's interested with that. But I do think though, Tibbs is like D Rose. I think Tibbs said, "Listen, D Rose, we about to trade you to Milwaukee. Go get that ring."
Mm-hmm.
I really believe that Tibbs would let him go to Milwaukee. Not let him go. If you want to go, go get it. What's the only thing Derrick Rose missing? He got an MVP. He need a championship. That's all he missing. If he got a chance to go to Milwaukee with Giannis Antetokounmpo and them, and the only reason the Boston's helped to beat them last year because Chris Middleton was hurt, Boston wouldn't even been in the finals to me. So if you go there and you let Derrick Rose go to Milwaukee with that squad, I think that'd be the best thing for him. And we free. Because here's another thing. Here's the reason why I want Fournier to go, because he's taking Cam Reddish minutes too. He's taking the Cam Reddish minutes. We can't see. That's the thing. Now we got a chance. Now we say Tibbs don't play the young players. That's why you got to move Fournier in them. They taking roster spots. You ain't
okay.
Go ahead, Chop House.
No, I was just gonna say. Do you think there's a way that the Knicks could say to D Rose, can we restructure your contract and give you the same $14 million that you would get for this year, but extend it into 2 years and make it maybe $8 million and $8 million, and give them an extra $2 million for making it into 2 years and splitting this $14 million up into 2 years? Is that possible?
No, they can't do it in the basketball. CBA in football, you could restructure.
Oh, all right. That's what I thought. It was in football, right? Okay.
They can't restructure in the NBA. They can't do that. Which probably would have been a good idea. Probably made sense for a lot of people that they would do that. But yeah, so it's definitely a lot of options out there, guys. We in the game. Like the one thing I can say, the Knicks are in the game. Like I said, like KJ said, we came in the draft night with no money. No money. The last of the draft night was $14 million. And a week later, like Shot Power said, we got $30 million plus, maybe. And we got a chance to get a good player. I didn't say great player, I said a good player. And then we just got to go find a great player to play with them other good players. And I think RJ will be on that great level, getting there sooner or later. But so we'll see, man. I'm really excited about it, man. You guys, real talk, man. But I know we're gonna get ready to get up out of here, man. I know the show is popping. We on fire. Salute to the chat and everything. But I know my brother, we got to get out there and make the donuts like they used to say back in the day. To go to work and tell I'm showing my age, whatever. And we would say, let's go get on our grind and all that good stuff. You know what I mean? So to y'all guys, we'll stay afloat, man. We'll see y'all Thursday, man. But hopefully by Thursday we have, or whenever you hit it, let's just put like this here. If you see the notification, you already know the Knicks will talk in the building. You know what I mean? Whether it's Thursday, Wednesday, Friday, I don't know. We need to change it up. Now it's just time to get it popping. A lot of news popping. Also, we don't have to wait till the day that we come. We have to come on earlier. But you know how it is, man. But salute to the chat where it's at. Y'all brothers and sisters is the best. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button. You just text us. Yeah, I'm okay.
Oh, man, that was a good one. Man.
I'll give me your last words, my brother.
Yo, salute to you, Divine. Salute to you, KJ. Salute to the chat. That's where it's at. If you're in the chat right now and you're on Knicks Real Talk right now, smash that like button, man. Put them thumbs up for us, man. We out here trying to give you great content every time we come out here, man. Salute to everybody, man. Let's get it.
Yo, KJ.
Like the great Jay-Z said, it was all good just a week ago. Let me tell you something. The Knicks is about to reverse from being a laughing stock to being the stock in the NBA right now. Right. Bring it back to New York City, which we want. Get the prediction up. Let's get back to that 50 burger like we all predicted. Anyhow, Devon and Shah, Nick Real Talk family, thank you as always. To everybody else out there in the podcasting world, salute to you all. We all one big family, Nick family. Wherever you're at in the world, be safe, shine bright, and keep those blessings going and become Nick fans. Please like, share, and subscribe to Nick's Real Talk. Tell a friend to tell a friend.
Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend.
Tell a friend. We in the building each and every day, each and every way. You already know how we get down. Salute to the chat, man. Like I said, y'all cats are the best. I mean that sincerely. Ain't no hyperbole in that. Y'all casting some wise brothers and sisters up in there, man. Y'all keep this content flowing. If you ever look at my screen and say Knicks Real Talk panel and the chat will be breaking down Knicks. Remember that. Whenever the chat whenever I'm posting stuff, and make sure the chat is always up in there. Because you cats make the joint, we don't make it, you make it. Without the chat, it ain't where it's at. Salute to everybody. You'll have a good couple of days. We're gonna be back there with some great news. We got something today. Knicks shredding salaries. We got Jalen Brunson. Hopefully, if Dejounte Murray come up, hey, I'm going out there and do cartwheels. I'm gonna go out there and do some cartwheels, man.
I did a backflip summit in about 40 years, but they get Brunson and Murray. I'm gonna go try.
You gotta do it on camera.
I might have to pull up at Shop Power Weather with a crutch, but I'm coming. If Brunson and Dejounte Murray, I'm going outside and have me a good time. Real talk. But yeah, man, salute everybody, man. Y'all have a good night. Be safe out there, man. Real talk, man. On y'all endeavors, wherever you're going, school, work, play, hustle, whatever. Be safe. Y'all know what it is, man. Knicks Real Talk. Devon, Shaw, KJ, Vincent, chat. Where it's at. Thank y'all for coming in. Man, let's hope the Knicks make something pop, man. We got something to talk about. Salute everybody. Peace.
Let's get it.
Get it. Yes, sir, y'all. Let's go. We out. Time for Divine Shot, KJ events. This Real Talk's the brand. You understand how we do, my man. I'm on that Friday night Nick shit, dripping in Nick shit. Up in the world, most famous arena. With the clip, that's the conglomerate. Nick's Real Talk, the real prominent. I'm a bit like the Omicron variants, I'm dominant. Paying homage to the cat in the chat. That's where it's at. Cause I'm hearing that. You don't care for hyperbole, you straight facts. We interact with the mob, the gods. Up in the pod, the squad, the side. My entourage be on the job, my energy. Feeling tripping in tempo. As they cook my game plan, let my brand for loop and pursuit. Going hard like the New York City gritty committee. Cause that the Knicks we ain't always pretty, but we all stay giddy. But we afraid the fan base, like Anthony Mace.
Drink the logo with the square space that appear like square space. Staring down on the Chase Bridge, look at that Knicks City trip. There's 50 Jacksons on the court, looking pretty legit. I stay true to the orange and blue. I thought you knew for him a few bars to shine like stars divine to Mount Mars. Knicks real talk. Here we go, let's go.
Knicks real talk right here. I'm representing
Knicks real talk.
right here. Let's get it.
Here we go, let's go.
We here in the building.
Knicks real talk.
Let's get it.
Here we go, let's go.
Yeah, for real. Yes, sir.
Knicks real talk.
We here.
Here we go, let's go.
Let's get it. Let's get it. Yeah, for real. Yes, sir.
Let's get it.